They meet the Necropolis data center standards. Oh shit, wait, no they don't. Hello, I'm back. I'm doing another test, essentially. Back in my little diagram, one of the purposes I wanted for a server that came as an idea later, and it's going to actually go onto a second server once all that is done, is this guy, the one that I can offload video encoding tasks to without sacrificing my desktops. And I literally made a copy of the Windows server and loaded on just Adobe Media Encoder, which is what I use. I edit on my desktop with Premiere, but I normally send that into the other computer, and then I can play games or whatever on the main computer. I just can't stream at the same time when I do that because it uses all the resources on the desktop. The idea here is it will offset that. So I'm going to test it out. So right now we've got an 8 gigabyte, 8 gig memory server, or Windows Server 2016. I gave it 6 processors, and I gave the Media Encoder 6 gigabytes to work with. Figuring give 2 for the operating system, just in case, and let's just see how it works. There's no CUDA because there's no real GPU. I mean, there is a GPU in the thing, but no, it's not. That's not usable in this particular instance. It's going to be software only. So first step, I guess, is to load Premiere here on my desktop. Oh, I love being able to run portable applications. It makes deploying things so much easier. It really does. It's going to take a little bit, I guess, to load this. While I wait for this thing to load, part of my thought is to investigate, because I believe there is a way right now. By default you can't, and that is get an audio device to play on the hypervisor machine. And I believe I've tested this in the past, and I think there is a way. And if so, what I may do in the future is something along the lines of putting Premiere onto the virtual machine as well. And then I wouldn't even have to do anything as far as much resource usage on the desktop. For now, I'm just exploring making a project, editing it, and then passing that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a project out of one of the games that I have not edited yet, and we'll see what happens. There we go. So what I have just done is I took my mono playthrough, edited it into 2 videos, and saving each part into a separate project, which I will then load. And for those of you that are curious, the way I do this whole thing, this is my primary desktop PC. This is the one I normally do my video editing on. But the drive I'm using is off the secondary computer. So when I'm recording, like right now, it's being saved to the second desktop computer's hard drive. And that's what this folder is. This is where all the recordings are. This is what I load in, and I save to this network drive instead of this computer. So I don't have to move files around. It's all technically being done on that same computer. And when I load the files, the project files, it will automatically be able to find them and everything. And then I have it save it into a folder here. So I'm going to try that out. So we'll close that out. And let's see how this works out. Now, normally this process I do on the second computer. And I'm going to attempt to do it with this computer instead. So we got Hyperpsychosis, that's my main machine. Symbiosis is the second desktop. This video workstation or work center, I'm calling it for now. I should name that workstation or something. I don't know, maybe a cooler name. That's my astrocytosis. Symbiosis is where it's going to be. YouTube. Sort by the date modified, and there it is. There's Mono 1 and Mono 2. Let's just load the first one first and see what it does. Alright. Gonna want these to default to... Oh. Okay. Alright, I've just reloaded the program. It didn't even save my layout, but I'm gonna test, just trying to add it one more time. It most likely is an issue with the, what do you call it, the MP4 format. I may be required to install, I believe, QuickTime or some bullshit. But I'll try this one more time first and see what happens. Just gonna see if I can just... Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Save. I'm gonna close this. That way it's not gonna lose that video in the playlist. Will it work? Could it work? Why would it have crashed before? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, it's blowing up. Chances are it's unable to open the MP4. I think that's the problem. I hope that's the problem, because that's fixable. Well, back to experimenting, I guess. This is interesting. So, I tried loading the Premiere Pro, and because I don't have an audio device at the moment, due to the hypervisor, it loads an MP4 into it, but it does not play. So I'm curious if it's possible that I have to figure out how to enable it in order to be able to encode. I figured I'd want it because if I needed to, like if I wanted to edit videos remotely, but I didn't think it was required for the audio. But let's see. Yep, that might be the problem. I don't think it's a codec issue. Let's see how well this works out. Just want to make a copy of that first. I don't want to download it, edit, and bring it back. I'd rather see if I can edit it here. Okay. HD audio, file name -1, zone auto detect is true. PCI slot, that's probably the one. Sound PCI slot number. Y33 or Y17. Select an available PCI slot number. Let's see if this also helps. It does not seem to like that. I don't know, let's find out though. I'm curious. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll figure it out later then.